A rooftop bar in Taipei became an Instagram hotspot overnight, then someone jumped to their death and the city discovered the entire venue was illegal. Sommet opened in June 2025 on top of a cultural district building in central Taipei, promising 360-degree views of the city's skyline. World-class bartenders, celebrity chef partnerships, and a stream of influencer posts turned it into the kind of place where you needed connections just to get a reservation. By February 2026, a Taiwanese entertainment personality was hosting industry parties there. But in January, someone fell from the rooftop and died. When investigators arrived, they found something else. The bar itself violated building codes and wasn't supposed to exist. The structure had been reported 8 months earlier, in August 2025, by neighbors who couldn't sleep through the nightly noise. Taipei's city government issued a formal demolition order. The bar kept serving drinks. The city issued a second order. Then a third. Sommet's operators ignored all of them. As of May 2026, the illegal rooftop venue remains open, packed with customers paying premium prices for cocktails mixed on a structure the government has repeatedly ordered torn down. What makes this possible is a gap in how Taiwan enforces building violations. Across Taipei and other Taiwanese cities, thousands of illegal rooftop additions exist, extra floors, patios, and entire apartments built without permits on top of legal buildings. Many were constructed during Taiwan's rapid development in the 1980s and early 1990s when housing demand outpaced regulation. In response to the sheer scale of the problem, the government created an exemption. Structures built before 1994 are largely protected from demolition. This was supposed to be a pragmatic compromise, a way to avoid displacing thousands of residents living in technically illegal housing. But the exemption created a template for delay. Even for structures built after 1994, like Sommet, the enforcement process relies almost entirely on voluntary compliance. When the city's urban development department issues a demolition order, the property owner receives a letter with a deadline. If the owner does nothing, the city can issue another letter. And another. Fines exist, but they're often smaller than the revenue a commercial operation generates in a single weekend. Forced demolition is theoretically possible, but it requires legal proceedings that can take years, especially if the owner contests the order or claims they're working on compliance. For residents living near Sommet, this means enduring what one neighbor described as acoustic torture. The bar operates until the early morning, and the music and shouting from intoxicated customers travel directly into surrounding apartments. Residents have filed noise complaints with Taipei's Environmental Protection Bureau, but inspectors rarely visit during peak hours when violations actually occur. Even when measurements are taken, enforcement is complaint-driven and reactive. One resident told local media that children in neighboring buildings can't sleep, and adults have developed stress-related symptoms from chronic noise exposure. The family living closest to the bar said they feel bullied by the nightly disruption and the sense that no authority is willing to intervene. The January death added another dimension. Details about the incident remain limited, but the fact that someone died at an illegally constructed venue, one the city knew was illegal months before the death, raises questions about liability and enforcement priorities. If a business continues operating despite multiple demolition orders, and someone dies there, does that change the calculus for forcing compliance? In Sommet's case, apparently not. The bar has remained open every night since. What's unfolding in Taipei is a test of whether building regulations mean anything when the regulated party simply refuses to comply. Sommet's operators appear to have concluded that the cost of ignoring demolition orders, in fines, legal risk, and reputation, is lower than the cost of closing a profitable business. And so far, they're right. The city has written letters. Residents have filed complaints. Someone has died. The bar is still there, and it's still taking reservations. The broader pattern is clear. Taiwan's building enforcement system was designed for a different era, when illegal construction was primarily about housing scarcity and residents who had nowhere else to go. It wasn't designed for commercial operators who see demolition orders as a minor cost of doing business. La Sommet isn't a struggling family living in an illegal rooftop apartment. It's a business generating significant revenue by operating a venue the government has declared unlawful. The question now is whether Taipei's enforcement mechanisms can adapt to that reality, or whether the city will keep writing letters while the bar keeps pouring drinks.